just heading off. Just heading out around this marker here, which goes around Soldier's Point. And there's home back there. So we're just heading off, heading up to Tea Gardens, head up the river later on. Probably doing about 5.2 knots with this dinghy going. Okay, we'll chat again later. Myall river trip. Here we go. So here comes the ferry. Unfortunately, last time I came up, he dragged me off. So I'll keep you updated, and we'll see if he catches me. And I'll get a photo of him if he can, and take it in. I suppose I'll have a friendly way. So there she goes. Just pulled away a little bit, and he's ducked down behind me. And he'll pull ahead very shortly. He's probably doing about 2 knots better than me. Anyway, here's what it is. And no doubt he'll be in Tea Gardens before us. So we made it up to Tea Gardens, obviously, and I just thought I'd take some footage. We really fought the wind, the tide, the lot really. We're towing the dinghy, so makes such a big difference when you're going with the tide. So you'll see in a minute here on the GPS what I've done. I'll just show you what speed we're doing, and I think it's about 3.8 knots. So it took us 2 hours to get to Tea Gardens. Fairly rough out in the bay too, but yeah, there you go, 3.8 knots. Good trip. Had a little bit of trouble finding a safe anchorage for the night, but it ended up looking like that. So anyway, we got away early the next morning. I thought it was a 6 o'clock tide, so in this case we'll go with the tide. So we left Tea Gardens at 6 and rode the tide all the way up the river. It was a beautiful trip. Good part about this part of the morning is there's not a lot of people on the river, so therefore you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere really. So we rode the tide all the way up to Tamboy. I think we had about 2 boats pass us towards the top end of the river, but we were pulling 5.2 knots, so it doesn't sound like much, but it makes a big difference when you're traveling around. So what I'll do is when we get to Tamboy, I'll take some footage crossing the Broadwater, and you'll see us going across the ferry. So anyway, what we'll do is turn this off, and you'll see, look behind there, you can see we're making pretty good time this morning. So time in all was about 2.5 hours. That was going really well. That was to the Broadwater, and you'll see we're heading, the next shots will be in the Broadwater, and that took us about 35 minutes. So that's 3 hours from Tea Gardens to the Broadwater. Bottom Lake. There's Lakes Camp over there. We're heading for Lakes Camp. Pretty nice day. Done it in to Tamboy. I think I said in 2.5 hours. I'm just measuring how far to get across here. Anyway, get across here and we're going to go through the ferry. It's the ferry. Got to wait for him. Got to slow down actually. I better get onto that. There he is. Look at that. Thanks, camp. 3 boats in. This one here, we followed up the river this morning. Just cut through the ferry there. Rigged up Violet Hill for a run, running across the Myall Lake. Nice little breeze. And that over there. Over at Leggy's Camps on a public mooring. Sun's going down over there, just excuse that. Big cruiser in over here. Bit of a wind going on. And just chilling out. So my wife had to work from the boat the next day. She worked on the Monday. She needed internet signal. That's why we're at Legs Camp. So I thought I'd get the tinny, go for a run up to Violet Hill. I had a mate go past about 7:15 that morning. He didn't see us. We were tucked in the corner. And he's got a clip of 30. And I thought I'd just go up towards the Violet Hill, Johnson's Beach, Middle Lake area and see if I could find him. He wasn't there. He must have went up a lot further. So anyway, it didn't really matter. It was just a really nice day for a drive. So I just headed back and had a swim and had a fish. It's just too nice a day to care, to be honest. Actually a terrible night at anchor. It blew so hard, and you look at it this morning and you would never know. It was blowing that hard that last night these two boats came in for protection against the wind over against that shelf. But yeah, you look at it now and you'd never know. I had to head off soon. I don't think Tammy got much sleep either, but anyway, as you can see, it's absolutely beautiful. Still a bit of a breeze. Grass water. You can see it's beautiful in here. One of the many little fishermen's shacks on the river. These guys set nets across the river, and when you have your Myall River prawns, this is where they get them from. You can see how dirty the river was. It was pretty dirty in most places actually. The water was pretty dirty even in the bay area. So anyway, let's keep moving along. So anyway, here we are coming through Tea Gardens. We were with the tide here. Actually makes such a big difference. We're doing about 5.8 knots. And then when we head to the bay, we fight it again because we head up down the bay. And we end up fighting it again. But yeah, quite a pretty little place. Here we are. We've been through the bridge here. And we're heading out down towards the back of Corrie Island. And that'll bring us out into the entrance of Port Stephens, where you wouldn't believe it, the ferry's going to overtake us again. You'll see we're heading down now towards the Soldiers Point area. You go between Middle Island and Soldiers Point, we take a left-hand turn and then we're home. We'd like to get some more footage, but you just get that wrapped up in your scenery if you get. Been a good trip. So all in all, we did about 12 hours of cruising. We didn't use a lot of fuel, I'll get back to you on that one. And we got home on the Tuesday, and the Wednesday was okay, and it hasn't stopped raining since. And you can sort of see with this video footage I'm doing, it's currently pouring rain. Had a great time, really enjoyed it. Yeah, got to know the Myall Lake system a bit. Basically, when it's high tide at Tea Gardens, it's low tide at Tamboy, so you allow for that time frame. And if you leave Tea Gardens at high tide, you ride the tide all the way up the river, but unfortunately coming home we were against it and it took 3 hours. But look, we had a good time, just a little short bit to show you what we're doing on Australia Day weekend. Boat was good, very happy, and yeah, see you on the next adventure.